Good evening, everybody. This is William K. Murtathon Witness 1. Uh, Tonight, I'm going to get into what I'm going to be doing live for the next couple of days. Starting tomorrow at about 10 o'clock in the morning, I am going to be live streaming mobile. I'm saying approximately 10 in the morning because it may be as late as noon. It just depends on how quickly I can get prepared for the run. And you might notice something in the background there, which is the reason I am going over to Titusville, Florida. Tomorrow is going to be the first time we have launched a crew to the United States Space Station, or the International Space Station, I should say, in quite a long time. We've been hitchhiking on Russian spacecraft for quite a long time in order to get up to the International Space Station. And now, tomorrow is a test run, or I should say Wednesday is going to be a test run to determine if we're going to be able to launch our own manned vehicles to the space station. Now, this is historically significant, and this is a brand new launch system. Now, the Dragon has been launching cargo missions for quite a long time, and so NASA feels it's time to go ahead and start launching crews in space from right here in the good old USA. And they picked a rather appropriate time, which is just after the Memorial Day weekend. So, what I'll be doing is that sometime tomorrow, probably around noon, I will be heading over to Titusville. I'm going to be staying at a hotel over there. And it's one of the closest hotels that I can get to where we can get a close-up view of the launch. The launch is scheduled for sometime around 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, provided something doesn't happen and it doesn't get scrubbed and that sort of thing. You take a chance when you go over there to do one of these launches. So I'm going to basically make a multi-purpose deal out of this. I am going to cover the launch. The Kennedy Space Center itself is closed, so there will be no close access to the launch pad. However, both from the hotel and from viewing areas along the east coast of the Florida mainland, there are good viewing opportunities to see the launch go off, and it's going to be close enough to where we're going to feel the effects of the launch. Now, question comes in, what are they going to do in space? The crew is going to go on board the space station. They're going to spend a month or so in there. I'm not sure, I can't remember the exact period of time, but the only thing different about this than any other time that crews have gone to the space station is that it's being launched from here in Florida. It's mainly a test of the capsule to make sure everything's going to be okay and that we are safe sending people up to the space station from United States soil. This is important if we are going to get back into space exploration, going to the moon, going to Mars, or whatever else we're going to do. This is a chance to test out what is essentially a new way of getting up there. We don't have the space shuttle anymore. We're not really going to have a space shuttle per se. We're going to be taking and sending people up to the space station and bringing them back down to Earth like we used to do in the Apollo, Gemini, Mercury development stages. Did that a little backwards, but it's the same concept. We're basically going to be putting men inside a capsule on top of a big rocket and sending them up into low Earth orbit. Um, so, what I'm going to be doing then is I'm going to try and live stream the drive over to Titusville. Now, I cannot transmit mobile on YouTube because I haven't reached my subscriber numbers. So I will probably be live streaming either on Facebook, Twitter, or both. More than likely, it's going to be Twitter because most of my people are there that follow me here on this channel. And so I will be able to reach them over there. Now, I am going to record the drive so that when I get over to the hotel, I will record the video and upload it that way, because I'm going to have more than one camera in the car. Then I may even do a video on how the car is set up. Now, I'm not using my Ford Escape. It wasn't ready in time. I'm going to be using my little Kia, or Honda, rather. I don't have the Kia anymore. The Honda Fit. So, this is all going to be kind of a rough dress rehearsal for my field McConnell coverage that'll be later this year. I had planned on doing a dry run before this operation, but simply had not had the time. It's funny how when you're retired and sitting around home, you find things that need to get done, and time just goes flying. And that's what's happened. I've been doing all kinds of things. I've been trying to get this software straightened out, and it's been giving me fits because now all of a sudden I can't do my banners the way I used to. So, instead of putting up my lower third that you usually see down there, I decided not to, because what happens is when I do that, it screws everything up. I don't know what's wrong with the software. I had everything set up this morning, and then when I go on here, it screws up, as always. So, anyway, tomorrow at noon, take off for Titusville. Go over there. I got to be there by 3 o'clock at the earliest in the afternoon to check into the hotel. So if I get over there and I got a little bit of time, I'm going to drive around and I'm going to kind of show what it's like over there right now. The beaches are open, everything's open except what probably would be the best place to view a launch, which would be Pale in the Beach, which strangely enough is also known for being a nude beach, although people haven't been over there. The Pale in the Beach has been closed, so I do not know if I'm going to be able to get over there or not. Now, next thing that's going to happen is I will do my usual live stream Tuesday night, and I'll get into a little bit of detail about what's going on with the mission and so forth. Wednesday, or Tuesday rather, gonna go over and we are going to set up for the launch. Now I'll start live streaming mobile from the launch area. Now if it turns out that it's impractical to live stream mobile from where I will pick out to view the launch and send it to you live, I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to either record the launch and then replay it when I get back to the hotel, which means that I would stay at the viewing location until the rocket goes off, and usually it's about 6 minutes into the launch to make sure everything is okay, and if the boost is returned to the Cape, I'll take a picture of that, and so on and so forth. But then I will move back over to the hotel, and after some production of the video and everything, I will go on the air live here on YouTube, and I will at that time either have the video to play back in here, or I will, um, one way or another, I'll get the video onto here. If it turns out there's a scrub for any reason, then depending on when they reschedule the launch, if they reschedule it for Wednesday, then I go back over Wednesday. If they reschedule it, Thursday and Friday and so forth. I'm committed to stay there 3 days: Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Um, Now Thursday, I'd be checking out of the hotel, and if the launch goes, fine. If it doesn't, then uh, I'll make a plan according to what I'm going to do after that. But what I will be doing is on the day after the launch, if it goes up on Wednesday, Thursday I will go to the beach, um, and show you what it's like around that area. I'll go down to Port Canaveral, look around at Port Canaveral, show you all the cruise ships, run over to uh, either Cocoa Beach or one of the beaches over there on the East Coast, and show what it's like right now at the ocean and various sites around that area. Now that portion will be mobile, and a combination of mobile and recorded, so that when I get back to base again, which is either going to be at the hotel or here in Orlando when I get, or Apopka when I get back, so that you can see what I was doing all day. Um, all right, let me read my comments here. No, I'm not going to be nude, and I can't, I can't live stream people in the nude. That'd be the end of this channel in a heartbeat, and it wouldn't go over too good on Twitter. Palinda Beach has been closed, and I don't think they're going to open in time to view the launch. There's also another launch site that I would have liked to have gone to, but because of the corona situation, that's out as well. Now I'm going to double check when I get over there and find out if by Wednesday all this stuff is going to be open, but I doubt it. And I'm going to practice social distancing and all that other stuff anyway, so I'm not sure that going over there would be the wisest idea anyway. When I go to the beach and so on and so forth at Kennedy, or at Port Canaveral and so forth, I will be not going in the water or swimming or any of that stuff. I'm just going to go over there, kind of take a tour of the area, show you the ocean, so on and so forth, and then it's going to be a day where I kind of improvise to this whole situation as to how we're going to do things. I do have to make a stop on the way over to the East Coast tomorrow, so I may not be starting the live stream from the house. I may be starting it from where I stopped. I gotta, I have something that I was looking into, and I have to make a stop over there on the way and check that out, and then I'll be heading on over to the coast. So that's basically where we're at. So I will be on Twitter sometime tomorrow. I'm shooting for noon. It's a 2-hour drive over there, so I'm looking to leave the house around noon. After I make my brief stop on the east side of Orlando, then we go all the way over to Titusville. Yeah, that would be. It would definitely get a lot of attention. I'm sure there's people that would tune in just to see a nude beach. But what's funny about that legend is I really don't know if there's been much nude sunbathing and all that stuff that's been going on over there lately. But quite honestly, if I if I went over there and they were nude bathing, then actually I wouldn't broadcast it because it just, that would get me banned from Twitter in a heartbeat. Because I'm going to have to use Twitter for the initial live stream because of the fact that I don't have my 1,000 subscribers yet. So I cannot transmit mobile to YouTube live. I have to do it either to Facebook or to Twitter or both. I have to think, I'm going to have to go back and use OBS tomorrow because I'll be using the laptop and I don't have the $60 yet to buy this software. It's on trial on this computer and I don't have it. I cannot do it on the other computer. I have to buy it and I don't have the money to buy it right now. So I won't be using this software to live stream. I'm going to have to use OBS and that's going to be an absolute nightmare. That is if, for the live stream from a fixed location where I can get into Wi-Fi. The mobile, I got to look and see what I've got for mobile. I either use the Periscope software for Twitter or I use the FaceTime or whatever the hell it is they call it for Facebook Live and go from there because I have yet to try simulcasting from the phone. That's going to be my next. I may be doing a real quick demonstration or experiment here after I'm done with this because I don't really think I'm going to be on the air very long and take care of that. So basically that's what this whole thing has been about, is the live coverage of the launch one way or another, and live stream will cover what happened and everything because it's going to take them some time to get up to the space station. They generally when they go up there's a bit of time that it takes them to get up into orbit and then meet up with the International Space Station. And I'll have a better idea tomorrow of exactly how that's going to go, and I'll get into details about that tomorrow night on the live stream from the hotel. Now, so when I go over to do the launch, we'll go through the launch. Hopefully the thing gets up there successfully. I'll have an idea of when they are going to rendezvous with the space station. Now, NASA live streams that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to patch the video through. I'm going to make a call over to NASA and find that out. Otherwise, I'll just, their YouTube has a feed, and I'll patch into the feed and figure it out that way. At the very least, I'll be able to. We can watch the feed or listen to it or what have you and discuss it from there. So there'll be that part of it. But anyway, that's what's going on. Now, what's going to happen after Thursday or Friday? Well, I'm going to start getting into different things. And you're going to notice that I'm going to be changing. Today we're discussing science and technology, so we're discussing not science and technology. Technically, when I do the science technology, this would be a MERT Witness 1 360 presentation. And I'll have the MERT Witness 1 360 graphics and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, due to, again, my schedule and everything, I did not set that up. So it's going to be something I'm going to do later on in setting all that up. Let's see what else. So anyway, what I'll be doing from this time forward, we're still going to have our regular Murtathons on Saturday and Friday and Saturday, possibly Sunday, where we'll do what we've been doing before, just sit there and just have a little round table where everybody yaks away or what have you. And I'll go through different things on these shows, not necessarily about our friendly neighborhood conspiracy theorist from the Midwest, but we've got other things that are going on social media regarding some of the clowns out there. So that stuff will come up from time to time. Uh, we've actually had a new addition to the Clown Fest. Somebody that I least expected to see back on the internet, but I guess she needs attention, so she's back. So I might discuss her a little bit, not very much, but a little bit, because she's even less relevant than the conspiracy theorist. So, and then from then on, this schedule, yeah, it's Astro again. I don't know why she came back. I mean, it just, when I found out that she was out there and unlocked her account and she's basically doxing people. She's doing exactly what radio used to do. So she's turned into radio. She's just as much of a cyber abuser as radio, if not worse, because she's doing exactly what radio did. So I just, so her moral compass has gone into the toilet. And that's too bad, but that's what she decided to do. At the very least, I need to apologize to Teslana, because apparently, if I read the Twitter feed correctly, Astro is denying that she is Teslana, and vice versa. So that means that Teslana was telling the truth. So I apologize to her, even though I have issues with her. She was telling the truth, so I stand corrected on that part. But getting back to the subject on hand, I do have things in the pipeline. It's going to be more Florida-based. I'm going to get into old-time technology, stuff that was around back when I did my live streams in 2008, and even in the past. I'm going to get into using equipment that I first had on the internet, because I have got virtually every computer and device that I used from the first time I went online. And so I'm going to be demonstrating all this stuff and how this stuff has been adapted to the current day. And that will be the Witness 1360 series, which will be done on this channel. I'm not going to create a new channel like I originally intended. It's just too much of a pain in the neck to start a channel up and then start trying to build the numbers up. I'll just integrate it with this channel. Well, getting back to Astro, yeah, I know. I mean, Astro is just getting into this stupidity. We all know who radio was. Radio was exposed. Radio was basically forced to go away. And now, for whatever reason, Astro wants to dig all that up. I really don't understand the motivation, but when it comes to Astro, there's nothing you can figure out. But my main focus is going to be talking about Astro and the conspiracy theorist on my blog. There may be times where I get into where I need to come online and discuss these idiots, but I want to avoid that as much as I can, because frankly I'm getting tired of them. They're a waste of time. They've diverted me from what I originally intended to do with this channel, which is stuff like what I'm doing right now. So there's going to be a lot of different things that I'm going to be doing. I've got a bicycle, I got a motorcycle, I got a watercraft. I got different things that I'm going to be using to do live streams from. One day I'll be live streaming from a motorcycle. Another day I might be live streaming from a gasoline powered bicycle, or I might be live streaming from a human powered bicycle. And then other days I'm going to be live streaming from various watercraft. Now I may not be live streaming to YouTube on these various contraptions, but I may record my videos and then put them up on the internet, on YouTube, when I'm done, until I can get up to the 1,000 subscribers I'm going to need to live stream from the bicycle, the motorcycle, and the watercraft, and so forth. You know, and I'm going to be getting into flying my drones. Going to get into some of the gadgets I've got. And I got some stuff that I experiment around with just for the hell of it, to see if I can cross-utilize technology to use for purposes that they were not intended. And so there'll be that coming up, and I'm not going to get into exactly what that is, but you will see when it happens. And I'll be live streaming using some of the old technology that I use, so people can see what it was like back in the old days in 2008, and the equipment that I used to live stream with, which I still have. I'm going to be using the very camera that I had mounted on the live truck. And I'm going to live stream almost the same way, through my laptop, through a hotspot into the phone. And, it's going to be a little bit simpler to do, because nowadays you can do it more efficiently than way back when. But, this is going to be for people that are more interested in the gadgetry more than they are about computer fraud and stuff like that. Now, there is going to be still coverage of the Absug case, the Phil McConnell case, the lawsuit in Ohio, if it ever goes forward, and some of the other things that this channel was originally intended for. That stuff is still going to be done. But this additional stuff is going to do one of two things. First of all, I'm going to have a broader audience. I'm going to try and bring people in that I normally used to reach out on my private channels that have been bugging me to get back into the groove on that stuff, and also as a way to fill in the time until the Field McConnell trial starts taking off. And this is also a way to test out my capabilities, so when I go down there to cover the Field McConnell case, I will be doing so much more efficiently. And I will be demonstrating the equipment that I'm going to be using down there. And I'm also going to be doing the same thing over the next 3 days, because I have a 4K video camera, so I'll be able to videotape the launch and my sightseeing trip throughout the East Coast in 4K. I can't live stream in 4K because YouTube doesn't allow it. I don't know why, but right now I cannot live stream 4K to YouTube. I can only do 1080i, which is not bad. It's a higher. When I was live streaming back in 2008, I was doing so in high definition, which is well under 720 DPI. So the picture quality is a lot different, and you'll notice it when I broadcast using the old streaming equipment, because it makes a big difference in the video quality. So I'll be live streaming from the same equipment that I used back then, and all the other equipment that I've had since back then, and even prior to that, because I was live streaming privately before I got into covering the Casey Anthony case. It was part of my business that I was live streaming, say, car auctions and like that, back to my manager. And I used different equipment back then, and then when I live streamed on Pal Talk and Ustream, I used the equipment, that was a little bit different. So I'll be getting into all that. So anyway, that's basically all that I had for tonight. I'm not really going to do a Murtathon, so to speak, because it's just I've got to get ready for tomorrow, and quite frankly, there's hardly anybody in here. You know, everybody's still enjoying um, holiday weekend. They're off doing their own thing, so you know nobody's wasting their time tuning into this channel and some of the other channels out there, and which is perfectly fine. You know, there's more to life than just the internet, and the nice thing about it is these live streams get recorded. So if I don't get an audience in here live, you know, they're free to come back and watch it on the replay. So with that, I'm going to call it a night, and I'm going to invite everybody to tune in. Now, tomorrow, it's going to be on my Twitter channel. I'm Witness One Live, you know, over on Twitter. Same channel I use all the time. So if you guys are on Twitter around noon tomorrow, so give or take, I'll be there. And it'll be one of these things where I live tweet. I may shut off at certain times during the trip. I got to see how things are going to work out because the equipment has a habit of overheating. This is a problem I've always had when I've live streamed from the car. Is that for whatever reason the phone overheats and it shuts down. And I've been working on this problem, and I still haven't got a resolution to it yet. Which is kind of funny because back in the day, I used to be able to live stream all day and I didn't have any overheating problems. That's because I was running the equipment through a laptop. Yeah, for whatever reason, these darn smartphones generate a lot of heat. And when they generate heat, they get into a temperature lock and they shut down. And so the whole, you know, it's kind of a hit or miss with live streaming. Now, I've gotten a new phone that I've had for a few months. I haven't live streamed on it yet. The last time I did a live stream, which was my Yardathon, I did with my older phone that likes to overheat if it stays on too long. Works fine outdoors, but you put it in the car, it gets hot because of the sun coming through the windshield, I guess. So we're going to see what we can do about that. And so I'm going to be working on and off on the equipment tonight, doing a test run as far as live streaming and getting that part set up so that when I go on the air tomorrow, I'll hopefully have it to where I can have quite decent presentation. So again, look me up on my Twitter channel. I'll be there. If I decide to do anything with Facebook, I'll let everybody know. But for the most part, the mobile portion of the live streams are going to be done on Twitter, and then the fixed location where I have access to Wi-Fi will be done over YouTube. If I can get subscribers in here and get over this hump of 1,000 that's required by YouTube, then I'm going to be able to do a lot of stuff on location live. You know, that's my goal. There's things that I'm going to be doing, and I would prefer to do them live like I did in the old days. But, you know, YouTube set these rules up, and I got to follow them. So until I get over that hump, I got to do it in a rather convoluted way. So, anyway, this is William K. Murtaugh, Witness One. Y'all have a good rest of Monday, and we will see you sometime around noon tomorrow. Have a good one. Night all. Boop.